over the last 2 or 3 years, it has been relatively easy to make money in the real estate market, whether you are a wholesaler, flipper, buy and hold. When appreciation is doing that, even the bad operators make a lot of money. I am on record talking about the upcoming environment, frankly, the one we are in, where we have 40 to 50% less transactions. We are going to see a lot of folks go bust. We're going to bring on Omar Alfaro, somebody you talk to every Tuesday, and just talk about what he is doing in his business right now. That means he is going to crush it going forward, while lots of his competitors go away because they're not doing the right things. Omar, what's going on? This is going to be the environment where good operators win and the fake entrepreneurs go bust. Why are you a good operator? What are you doing?
I'm not going to say I'm a great operator, Michael. That's a lot of credit. I just do a little bit more than what the average do, because that's one thing about this business. We don't have to be that phenomenal. You just have to do a little bit more than what most people are doing to really have that, that other success or that other type of, other avenue. And the one thing I'll share is I try to have as many conversations as possible. And it's not, doing this business as a realtor, everybody was always like, hey, make your calls, hit your contacts, hit your contacts, hit your contacts. So a lot of the realtors ended up just contacting people, right? Just contacts, not really quality conversations. Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to sell a house? Do you know anybody that wants to buy, sell, or invest? I mean, it's just cold, right? There's no true meaning there. And the one thing that I stress upon our team is that the more conversations that we can have at a longer period of time, the more trust is going to happen. And the more likely that we're going to set an appointment, because we kind of listen to them and we provide the solutions first. Yes, we were all in this market of, being subpar and being, and excelling in commission checks and profits. That goes across the board. A lot of our properties, went from 30, 40K to 100K in profits, just like any investor that was going through this process made a killing. But after it's all settled down, like right now, you have to really sit back and realize something, that, hey, at the end of the day, we are in the business of people.
Yeah.
People. And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been invited to speak in front of groups. Actually, one such event was down in Southern California, where you were at, where I was in front of a lot of wholesalers. And I've had the luxury, privilege, whatever you want to talk about, to speak with hundreds of them around the country. And the thing that's always bothered me about those conversations was I always thought they were tracking the wrong thing, right? In an environment that's up and to the right, everybody coming out, everybody making money, they didn't really listen to me. And where I always went this conversation first is they were always saying, I want to buy your house, I want to buy your house, I want to buy your house. Instead of starting the conversation as a meaningful conversation, realizing that the person on the other end is an owner first and a seller second.
Right.
Right. Yes, you might get lucky and find somebody that, probate deal or code enforcement or something where there's just a hot button and want to sell. Sure. But once the low hanging fruit is done, it's meaningful conversations. No, I think there, of the hundreds that have tried to contact me over the years, two of them treated me like an owner first and a potential seller second. Those were the two that I kept in my phone, and the others I've blocked. It's just like, you don't get it, right? It is about the conversations. And that's why, Omar, you will win while others will go bankrupt, because they won't change. They will keep doing the same thing at the same time, burning cash, not getting deals, and bingo bango, they're going to be Starbucks baristas in 3 months.
Damn. I mean, that's heavy, Michael, because, and anyone can change right now, like anyone.
Yeah.
Like the minute you put the seller, right, their owners, and or if they're an investor and they want to get rid of a crappy ass house that the tenants haven't paid, okay, they're still an owner. So
Exactly.
find out what the problem is, figure out how to provide the solution, and there you have it. Now you have a better qualified conversation, and you can actually, like, you know, have that success. I mean, you may not get the result right away, but you can at least set the appointment. You can at least set the intention of what you're trying to accomplish, and because you're going to put
Yeah.
them first. And that's
Yeah.
something that I've been realizing, and the whole team is on that same path.
I would challenge a lot of folks because again, transactions are down 40% across the country, down more than 50% in some markets. I'm going to guess that your KPIs are wrong. Your KPIs were built for an environment of doing 6.2 transactions where it was easy, where you could put a sign in the ground and get a deal, right? You had 40 offers or whatever it was. The environment's changed. And the environment we're going to be in, it might last a decade. I don't
I
I
think it's
just
gonna
looked at
last a minute, man.
I just looked at my 53-year spreadsheet and it took 11 years for sales the last time interest rates spiked to get back to where it
Right?
was. 11 years. We're 1 year into this.
Damn, if we're gonna be 10 years into this business at this, I mean, I don't see it though. I don't see 10 years of like flatness.
Well, let's just say
It's
5 years. Let's say it's 5 years of 4 to 4.2 million transactions. Only the good operators win. Meaningful relationships, because
yeah,
again, you're going to have to talk to people and follow up in your Rolodex. It's about meaningful conversations. It's not how many people picked up the phone. That's the
right.
wrong KPI.
100%
That's
it
not the
is.
KPI. It's how many conversations, how many follow-up conversations. I think over the last 2 or 3 years, I think the average was like 5 or 6 contacts to get a contract. I bet you it's going to be 15 or 16 contacts
Oh,
to get a
I, I,
contract.
I was just gonna tell you that from contact 7 to like 11 or 7 to 12 or something like that, you have a 80% chance of converting.
Mm, not the first one.
7, 8, 9, 10. How many people will quit after two or three?
Most. That's why I loved
And
how
then
you
after
opened your
six or
conversation.
seven,
Yeah. This is why the genius in you don't even realize how smart you are. You said, Michael, it is easy to stand out in this business because I only need to do a little bit more. I don't know
uh-huh.
which guy, it might have been Gary V, it might have been Alex. I think it was Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy chuckled. He says, it is so easy to be in the 1% today. All you got to do is that much more than the average person. You stand out
Uh-huh.
like a beacon in the night. And what you're talking about so casually and like matter of fact is why you're going to crush it and why you will be around in 5 years and you will be bigger and more profitable in 5 years than you are today because you are going to be that light in the storm. So you're very humble, but you're doing amazing things.
I appreciate that, Michael. I mean, I'm learning. I'm open to conversations that are gonna level, my knowledge up. Obviously, in the room with you every Tuesday, we bounce ideas off of each other as well. And I mean, we've been going strong for 3 years.
Yeah,
And
it's
isn't
been
that
fun.
crazy? 3 years in this thing. Every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Every Tuesday. Yeah. I bet you in a 52 calendar week year, we do 48. It's awesome. And we just know it's on time. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a good thing. So everybody that's out there, you guys can do a little bit more, pay attention a little bit more to your owners, your sellers, your clients, and trust me when I tell you this, you'll have those conversations that will like create the relationship, they'll create the appointment, et cetera, et cetera. But first and foremost, make sure you like dissect them and find out how you can help them, and then in return, you're going to have greatness. Because they do
Yeah.
say, and one thing I'm going to quote by Jim Rohn: "Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness." So figure
Yeah.
that out.
If somebody wanted to join your team or buy or sell in the high desert, how would they reach out to you?
Guys, just follow me on IG at Invest with Omar or OmarAlfaro.com.
Thank you so much.